Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back. It's Travis here with JT Wealth. Today's video is part one of a two-part series on the 8 best monthly dividend paying stocks you can buy now. So let's get into it. No beer today. Instead, I've opted for Carolyn's Irish cream. Around the holiday season, that tends to come out of the cupboard. But anyway, thanks for checking out today's video. Hopefully you find it valuable. Again, we're talking about those 8 monthly paying dividend stocks that you can use and buy today. We're going to go over the first 4 in this video, and then I'm going to do a second video covering the next 4 so that it's not an overly long video for you guys to watch. And if you don't mind, take 2 seconds out of your day, smash that like button for me, and consider subscribing to the channel as well. Alright, so jumping right into the article that prompted this video, came out of US News, and it's just the 8 best monthly dividend stocks to buy now. This came out a couple days ago, and it says get paid every month to provide certainty to your budget. So we're talking about passive income, right? Not really. That's a huge technicality, and according to the IRS, dividends are not technically passive income. But passive income, as we will like to just review it, is you get paid for doing a whole lot of nothing. And in this instance, you buy the stock, you sit back, you collect the dividends, hopefully you've got drip going on, and you just let compounding interest do the work. But I'm going to explain why it's not technically passive income in the second part of the video. Let's just get into the article. So part of the reason a lot of people like dividend stocks, or in this case, we're just going to call it income investing, right? Instead of passive income, we're going to call it income investing, right? Same for us, but you get the idea. Basically, what it does is it creates a regular distribution or a kind of paycheck, and that can be on your daily life or when you're retired. And unlike most stocks that pay their dividends quarterly, the ones we're talking about today pay every 30 days instead of quarterly, making it a lot more reliable as far as people trying to create a budget in the instance you are living off your dividends in retirement, so you can go monthly knowing exactly how much you should be getting from these 8 stocks. All right, let's jump right into the very first stock we're talking about today, and that is ticker symbol DX, Dynex Capital. And here you can see on the tip rank screen, Dynex Capital, ticker DX, trading at about $15.68 today. It's a moderate buy, but it does have 14.8% potential upside in the next 12 months, which is fantastic for a dividend stock. Now, shares for DX were mostly flat so far as of 2021. They did give up prior gains made in the summer months, but they're still a fantastic monthly dividend stock to watch. Their dividend yield is 9%. They have delivered 13-cent dividends every month to shareholders this year to deliver a huge return through its income stream alone. And like a few other monthly dividend stocks on this list, these dividends are driven by Dynex's structure as a REIT, or a real estate investment trust. And this special kind of publicly traded stock has to deliver 90% of its taxable income back to shareholders via dividends. But unlike some of the other REITs out there, DX doesn't deal with physical property and instead invests in mortgage-related securities, including federally guaranteed loans through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Now, unfortunately, volatility in the interest rate environment has created volatility for many mortgage-related stocks from a share perspective. But at the current yield, it proves that the income potential of this monthly stock is huge. So putting that in perspective, at 9%, it more than doubles the most frequently talked about monthly paying dividend stock, that of course being ticker symbol O and Realty Income at 4.6%. And by the way, that is nowhere on the list of 8 we're going to be talking about, trying to give you guys some new names here. The second monthly paying stock we're talking about today is EPR Properties, ticker symbol EPR. EPR was trading around $44.13 earlier today. Check out that upside potential for a dividend stock. That's fantastic, and it may be because of the recent drop we've seen, but nonetheless, 24.07% upside in the next 12 months on the average, and that is not counting the massive dividend you get from this company. Speaking of massive dividends, it's at 6.2%. EPR is another REIT, or real estate investment trust, just like the first company, but unlike Dynex, it does indeed own physical properties. Specifically, it's a commercial real estate firm that has stakes in entertainment-oriented locations like movie theaters, resorts, and casinos. This is a great business model right now as the American public becomes even more comfortable with traveling and getting out after being locked down for so long. One of the things I love most about EPR and a lot of REITs that do the similar thing is they run a triple net lease with their venue operators that requires their tenants to cover the upkeep, insurance, and taxes, so that EPR doesn't have to worry about any of that. And admittedly, this monthly dividend stock only recently resumed its payouts this summer after it moved past the worst of the big disruptions over the last couple of years, but the annualized yield based off its 25-cent paydays, that adds up significantly. All right, guys, I got another one for you, and this one is good. I meant that literally, guys. Gladstone Commercial, ticker symbol GOOD. This one a moderate buy, trading at about $24.20 earlier this afternoon with a 7.44% upside in the next 12 months to an average analyst price target of $26. That is a much more realistic upside. That 20-something% from the last one, who knows whether or not that's actually feasible for a dividend stock, but this is what I'm more used to seeing from dividend stocks. They do tend to kind of either average out at the S&P 500 or just slightly underperform the S&P. Gladstone Commercial is a structured REIT as well, and it has a large portfolio of logistical and light industrial properties as well as commercial real estate. Now that makes it less focused on residential trends or mortgage rate changes than some of the other REITs out there, but it still boasts big monthly dividend potential. Now the company has roughly a 50-50 split between its industrial and commercial properties across nearly 130 sites, adding a nice diversification to its operations. And Gladstone has also been one of the most consistent monthly dividend stocks on Wall Street, with zero interruptions in distributions every single month since 2005. That's including both the recent pandemic and the financial crisis that occurred more than a decade ago back in 2008. That is a huge, tremendous track record. And if you're wondering the dividend yield on this one, guys, GOOD comes in at 6.5%. All right, the last one we're going to talk about in the first half of this video series is Horizon, ticker symbol HRZN. And Horizon Technology comes in at $15.48 earlier this afternoon. It's currently rated a hold on the TipRank site, but it does have some, even if it's just slight, upside potential of 1.23% to an average analyst price target of $15.67. Again, most people are not getting into monthly paying dividend stocks for the growth potential, but it's nice to have some if at all. Now, Horizon Technology Finance Corp has the second highest of the four we're talking about today at a dividend yield of 7.2%. And as the name would imply, they are a financing and investment company primarily targeting the tech sector. Now, the footprint of this company is decidedly focused on life sciences and biotech instead of traditional Silicon Valley outfits. Now, examples of those investments include rare disease treatment provider Castle Creek Biosciences and respiratory device manufacturer CSA Medical. These kinds of development stage drug companies or specialized medical device companies come with risk, but they can be extremely lucrative if and when they succeed in their niches. And thanks to a diversified portfolio that helps smooth out some of that volatility in individual investments, Horizon's already up 35% year to date, including dividend payments, to outperform the S&P 500. But all right, guys, those are the first 4 of the top 8 we're going to be talking about in this 2-part series. So stay tuned. There will be a second part of this video coming out later this afternoon. I still have to film it, edit it, push it out, and all of that's after I get this one out to you guys. So it might be a little bit, but bear with me. I'm going to get that out to you guys. Thanks again for checking out today's video. Hopefully you found some value in it. If you did, smash that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section down below if you've heard of these 4 monthly paying dividend stocks, or if you just know of others that you want to share with the group. Thanks again, guys. Until next time, bottoms up.